Hey guys, hello. I hope everyone is good. A huge welcome to our first November powwow. I am loving seeing so many of you on, by the way. It literally like gives me absolute life. If you know that there's somebody missing that should be here, you've got a friend that should be here, go and drop them a message, go and tell any of your teams, send them the link and get them to come and join us because we have got lots of exciting content for you tonight. So, going to kick off with just going through the November plan ahead document, just to sort of go through what's coming, and then we're going to kick off quite quickly into chatting to some amazing consultants that smashed 2,000 PRV last month, and we're going to give
From
them
3,000.
yeah, and there was lots of them, and hopefully you're going to have your pens at the ready because they're going to give you some tidbits, some little notes, some things that you can run forward with for this month, hopefully. So those things hopefully will be impactful for you. So let's just kick off. If you haven't looked at your planning ahead document, it is under news. When you click on view all news, it is the first document that comes up and you can click on it. I literally live my life by this document.
Literally.
But honestly, I'm not going to lie. I check it regularly in case I'm like, what have I missed? And I think sometimes some of you forget to read it and have a look at all the different articles that are linked to it because you will ask me questions. And quite often I divert you back to this document because Laura and I always say this, we are only going to get the information from this document anyway. So this is where you're going to find it. So if you're not looking at it, now's the time. You can go and have a little look as we're talking and we can read through it together. So um catalog promotions for November. Let's start off with there are four different bundles which Scentsy have curated for us. So we've got the Guest Ready Counter Clean bundle, the Fleece Navidad 3-pod bundle. I don't know where they get these names from. The Fleece Navidad 6-bar bundle, and then your Best Cran Pannion 6-bar bundle. Laura, you look like you wanted to.
Yeah, I was just checking something because Nicole, I don't know if she's on tonight, the pricing was wrong on the pod bundle, but it has been fixed.
100. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was wrong, I think, for the first sort of 2 days. So if
yeah.
anybody did check out on a higher price, just pop a ticket into consultant support and they will refund the difference. They're pretty good
Yeah.
with that. These bundles are on your workstation every single month now, and I love it because we always talk about the lazy shopper and how I'm a lazy shopper. I'm very easily influenced. If someone says you need this, quite often I am going to go and buy this. So when if you are really struggling with content or where to sort of, if somebody says to you, oh, I want to buy some pods but I don't even know where to start, go to these curated bundles to start with because they're a really easy sell. Also I think customers quite often see the bundles, the curated bundles, and they think that they're getting a deal even though it's a deal that we have on every single month. Because if somebody says to me, I don't know about you guys, have you got any deals on wax at the moment? I'm always going to give them a 6-bar bundle, buy five, get one free. And actually, we have a really cool bundle called Fleece Navidad 6-bar bundle, which you can go and grab yourself this month. So that might be a very natural conversation for you to have to drive some sales. Okay, then we've got keep your eyes peeled. Oh no, sorry. November scent of the month is Christmas cookie. Just saying. I'm sure I told you guys about my cock up at the end of last month. I advertised it a month early and sold quite a few of them. And then I was like, oh my gosh, they're not available till the first. So it is now available, cookie, Christmas cookie. Anyone want to tell us what it smells like? Because I haven't smelt it. Yeah, are we thumbs up in it? Is it thumbs down?
Emma
Is
said disgusting. I actually smelt it last night for the first time at Amy Wilson's house. I don't know if Amy's on. And it's very bakery. Dan absolutely loved it because he loves bakery scents. But yeah, it is very bakery. It's proper like Betty Crocker vibes.
oh, it's
But
literally a proper like
yeah,
cooking bar then, yeah. I can automatically. Jade said she warmed it and she thinks it smells like curry.
lush. Just let me dog
If it
out.
got cardamom in it though, Jade, if it's got cardamom in it, I always think that anything with cardamom in it smells like curry. Like I definitely get that. Not for Katrina, her customers are liking it though, well, some of them. Mr. Sen, Christmas cookie, Samsky. December one sounds good. What is the December one? I feel like scent of the month. I've kind of
Snowflakes and sage.
Oh yeah, that sounds like that's up my street just by the
Yeah.
name. I'm up for that. Do you know what as well? Anything that's sagey, I get asked for like that type of smell all the time because I think of like World Traveller, luxurious, like this
Mm.
is that white company. Sage screams white company to me. So yay. Okay, November whiff box. God, that whiff box is an absolute whopper.
It's
Okay, an
amazing.
absolute whopper. Worth £81.50. If you haven't advertised it yet, get it out there and get talking to people about it because I know some of you guys have incredible luck with whiff box. I know the fact that the whiff boxes have changed slightly. I am selling more and more whiff boxes. People are starting to try them more now, where we're getting exclusive products. And is there any promotional whiff box pictures? I do believe some have been shared, Trish. But I don't know if we've got anyone's received their actual order yet because I don't think they've got to the first of the month orders. So as soon as they start shipping, we will have some better pictures. I know there was a picture.
I'm gonna say there was one. Let me have a little mooch while
There was one spinning about, I'm sure there was.
mm.
Okay, sense of the season is the little 5 bar bundle that comes in the red little sack. That is your 20 years, cheers to 20 years incentive bundle that you need to be able to sell. It is 4 bundles, not it's not 20 bundles. I know that I've been asked that. It's 4 bundles. They've got 5 bars in each, 20 bars in total. You can't buy them separately. However, you can add them to Scentsy Club, which I believe are included. So if somebody sets up a club for those bars individually, that is a good way where you could sell them. Are they available now individually? I don't know whether they've already gone onto club or not. Someone nod
Mm,
or thumb up, not sure.
don't
Or
know.
if anyone could have a little look and see whether they are, that'd be great. They are. Katrina's saying they are amazing. So if you've got customers that say, look, I want 2 of them, like meet me by the mistletoe, it's back for us. But if one of your customers absolutely loves that, and then you can get them to add it to club rather than buying the full bundle. So if any of you are struggling that way, you could set up a Scentsy Club and sell them individually if you are if somebody wants 20 bars of meet me at the mistletoe and they don't want the others, then that is an option for you. Okay. Thanks for that, Katrina. And
I
then
know I made that boo boo. I made that boo boo. I offered them out individually, and I had a few orders, and I was like, "Oh poop."
you
So
can
yeah,
add them to club then, Una.
I did, but then what I've done is I've just gone live and showed them how to set up a Scentsy Club, and then I've said, "Look, I'm going to add one on. If you want to add on with me, then fair enough."
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had a couple of orders, so
Good, 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 good.
I found some Withbot pictures, but I just need to check they're not just region one.
I've got a feeling it's the
The
same box.
same. I think it's the same. So I think I've got some. I will share them in the image sharing groups once I've
Cool.
checked.
And then we also have the Snow Wonderful limited edition holiday Walmart. If you sold one, shout yourself out for us in the chat. If you sold more than one, I know she's not on here tonight, but I messaged Zoe Mulborough and said, Zoe, what on earth are you doing? Your PRV is absolutely insane. And she said to me, I sold 9 of the brand new LTO holiday Walmart. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
So tap Zoe up if you haven't sold any and you want some inspiration. I'm sure she will share what she's been doing. But 9, I was like, oh my gosh. I'm sure she's like on crazy amount of PRV already as well. So hats off to her and shout out to her for that. And then we've got keep your eyes peeled for the following products. Okay, Harry Potter collection is coming. Disney Moana collection is coming. Lord of the Rings collection is coming, and the Star Wars collection. Now, I believe they're not new collections, they are old collections that I think are relaunching, but I'm not 100% sure. But exciting because all of those collections were amazing. The Disney Moana bar is one of my favorite bars of Disney that's ever launched. And if they relaunch the little Hey Hey Buddy, I'm buying it because I missed out on him. I've got oh no, I've got a Hey Hey and I've got Pua. Maybe I thought I didn't have him. I got him. He's on my shelf. So I won't be rebuying the Buddy.
Lord of the Rings wax bar though. Loads of
Yeah.
people will want that
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, that was a good bar. It was a good bar. And I think I've got a few cubes left to sample of that. So okay, we talked about scents of the season, and then finally something that I feel that's probably been overlooked a little bit is the host exclusive this month. For every active order you place, you can offer out the the Scentsy Air for half price, which includes 2 packs of pods as well. If I said to you there was a product to spend money on, I never say to you spend your own money. However, the Scentsy Air is absolutely flipping incredible. And I love it. I have it in my kitchen. As soon as we've finished cooking, I whack it on. For those of you that have been to my house, my kitchen's a good size. It fills my whole kitchen with fragrance. I absolutely love it. I think it's a game changer. If you want to sell them, you're more likely to sell one if you've got one in your home. Like that is, yeah, a given. But every time you close a £245 order, you could also, as long as you open the party this month, you could also offer that out to all of your very best customers and say, would anyone like to grab one for £72.50? Because the more customers that you have with them, the more pod customers you're going to have, because you need 4 packs of pods in those babies to really blow it up. So that's a good tip for you. That's my tip. Okay, so that is the planning ahead document. I suppose now it's time. Laura, did you want to add anything on any of that before?
No, that was all. All good.
Okay, so we're going to talk about 2000 PRV, and I'm going to introduce some of our speakers. So, let me know in the chat if you want to go first. Just message me. But I'm looking at Ria, thinking she may do because she's got baby on her. She's giving me the thumbs up. 2000 PRV. It is like the elusive amount. I know some of you are like, I don't know how I'm ever going to do that. I remember looking at it when I first started and thinking, that is huge. You're going to need some serious customer base to make this happen. So we've got some amazing people on tonight that have all had over 2000 PRV last month. What's the bonus of it? So if you get 2000 PRV, it's called the Sales Award. First of all, you're going to get a certificate in the post from Scentsy and a little charm every time you get 2000 PRV. Second of all, you're going to get a little Brucey bonus. And that Brucey bonus is going to be an extra 5% pay in your pay. So 2000 PRV will pay you around £680 commission. That's before you've even earned anything on your team. That's anywhere else. Just on your sales alone, 2000 PRV will give you about £680 commission. On top of that, you also will get all of, well, you think that's going to be nearly four, well, it's going to be 500 PRV parties.
Yes.
So you're going to have at least £85 product credit on every single one of those 4 parties, and 4 half-price items on each of those 4 parties. If you think about it like that, 2000 PRV is a no-brainer to go for, okay? I want to be paid £680 on my sales every single month, no matter what. You get 30%. It's a huge bonus. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Ria to start with. Ria promoted to Superstar Consultant last month. Huge promotion. She had 13 out of her 15 team all active and working, honestly. And can we just add, Ria, how old is your baby?
13 weeks.
Okay, Ria has got a 13-week-old. She sponsored 2 people when she was in labour in hospital. Okay.
Oh my God, it's lucky.
It wasn't luck.
Not
This
luck.
is work paying off. And now we're going to get to hear from you. And I know that you was in Disney at the weekend, and which is even more magical. She was in Disneyland, Paris, when she promoted Superstar Consultant, or when she realised off and away. And
Very
we were like,
magical.
this is so magical. So over to you, Ria. Give us some of your top tips.
Hi. I don't think I do anything any different to what anyone else does, to be honest with you. And I have to say, getting 2000 PRV is like such a wow moment for me. When I first started, I was only getting, I was struggling to get 200, and that was my aim every single month. And then from there, I just got a little bit more each month. So I have sort of worked my way up to getting this. So it hasn't just sort of come straight away, if that makes sense. I don't think I do anything differently to anyone else, to be honest. Something I do is I focus on one item. So at the start of the month, I think about what I want to sell. So it could be a particular fragrance, it could be a warmer, the mini fan diffuser, anything, like one thing, and then I'll schedule posts throughout the month. So I'm focusing on one thing. Supposedly people buy after seeing things 7 times. I don't know how true that is, but it does sort of work for me. So I advertise, for example, Winsberry apple tea, and I did it in the flower and the wax, and I sort of focused on that particular scent quite a few times, and then I sold tons of it. And I might focus on like a mini warmer. But what I do is I schedule posts and I'll phrase things differently about why you need it, why you want it. Isn't this amazing? I'll use lots of different photos so it doesn't look like the same post, but it is the same post. And I think that just gets people's attention. So that's something I do, but I've always done that. That's something I do quite a lot. Just showing it in different ways. I've sold lots of 6 packs of wax. People are going crazy for the wax at the moment. And what Lisa said earlier about people being quite lazy shoppers, I think that's true. Because I sort of sell a lot of sort of free. I make up bundles myself. I get 6 waxes. Right, darling? Sorry. I sort of get 6 waxes, and then whatever colours they are, I just make up. It doesn't have to be the exact waxes that I've got. It might be clothesline that I've got, but I might advertise it as I'm Snow Over It. They're never going to know. And then I sort of make it up, and people often go for those bundles that I've made up. And I try not to use other people's posts. So I write my own thing about it because I think that shows it more on Facebook. I do notice my hit rate of people seeing it sees a lot more if I've written it all exactly myself, whereas if you've copied it from someone else. So I do that a lot. And the other thing I do is I don't sell many whiff boxes, but I make a huge deal out of them every month. So I have a photo of, well, it's not normally me, it's normally the kids or the dog, because that's what people want to see, and holding the whiff box or doing something silly with the whiff box. And I make people comment on if they want to know what it is, and then I'll private message them. From that private message, I can then sort of strike up a conversation and say, oh, do you need any wax? Do you need any pods? Oh, not just selling, ask how the family is and all that. But I find that a good in rather than just like cold messaging them and saying, do you want wax? That's sort of my little in to people. So I always do quite well on the whiff box. If though I don't sell whiff boxes, I do, but I don't sell tons, but I sell stuff on the back of that post. So like at the moment, I'm something like 56 messages on my whiff box post on my Facebook. So that means I've messaged 56 people and I've asked them if they want anything. And that does work quite well for me. I don't really know what else I do, to be honest.
I love it.
Honestly, yeah.
All of those things are amazing tips. I love the way you're like, I don't think I do a lot. And I'm like, you do.
Honestly, Rhea, I'm literally writing things down going, yeah, I need to reference that because actually that's solid gold. Because for me, a couple of things that and it's amazing that you think that everyone just does this, but the couple of things, the one thing about being unique and being individual and not copying people's posts, that is absolutely golden that you've said that. Because when we say to people, like, don't copy people's posts, it's not that we're saying, like, we don't share, but for that exact reason, if you are copying somebody else's post, social media is not going to show it to anybody. So you have to be, and also it's showing your personality. So that was honestly absolute solid gold.
I love it. I love it. I love the fact as well where you're very consistent, and that is something that I think is huge. Like you show up regardless, whatever's going on. And
I watch every training that is ever done. I watch and more.
It shows, and I think when I wrote that post in the week about how how to get to that next promotion, it's such a real thing, isn't it? Showing up to training, listening to some of the tips, taking the bits and making it work for you, and taking action consistently. And you do that, and you do it really, really well. So
thank you. I do. Your trainings are gold. I've watched every single training you've ever done, I think. I don't normally watch it live because if I've got it on and the kids are there, I'm not gonna hear it. So I always watch it later. Normally when I'm doing the ironing or the cleaning, I've got you in the background and other things. But yeah, and I do post 2 to 3 times every day, normally more. But I schedule everything. Like everything is scheduled because I don't want my kids to see me on my phone all the time. So my whole life is scheduled.
another great tip though. Really good tip.
Amazing. And you are like living proof that, we all do have these dead pockets of time. It's how you use them. And if you utilize your time properly, you absolutely can do it. So honestly, that's amazing.
Definitely.
Well, thanks so much, Ria, and thank you
Welcome.
to speak to us and bring in baby too. Hopefully, we'll get to have snuggles at the event at the
Yes.
Berlin, definitely. So, Ria's literally this close, guys, as well to level 1, like literally this close. That's so so congrats.
Thank you, Ria.
I know Tan's just said, can she go next because she's got to pick Gracie up a bit later. So I said, yeah, all right. And then
there we go.
Here she is.
There she is.
Yeah, sorry. I've texted her and said, do not call me. I'm on a live on my phone as well, not on the laptop. So I was like, do not call me. So yeah, I'm just going to be brief, but kind of a little bit like what Ria said and what Lisa just said then about consistency. I used to be someone who had, sorry, I've got like a little post-it and it keeps moving. Put down it. I used to be someone who had, 2,000 PRV consistently all the time when I first started my business about 6 years ago. And I've noticed probably over the last year, my PRV has sort of slipped down to sort of between 500 and 700 PRV a month. A lot of different reasons, a lot of different things to do with having a job, another job as well now. But I started to realise at the beginning of October, I knew I wanted 2,000 PRV, and I thought I need to start showing up more for my business with my customers and my team, not just my own PRV, but helping my team as well. And I made sure that I was doing exactly the same as Ria, focusing on one item per day. And that is definitely what made the difference for me last month. So as I say, I've been averaging 500 to 700 PRV a month. I haven't had 2,000 PRV this year at all. The 1 month that I decided to focus on one item per day, I got that 2,000 PRV. And it was just on small things, really. It wasn't even, trying to sell, because I think what I'd started to do, where I was becoming overwhelmed with stuff, Scentsy was kind of being put on a back burner. And then I was realising that I was trying to get £300-400 worth of orders in one day, and it was stressing me out. And it was becoming unenjoyable when I love selling Scentsy products. So I didn't want to feel like that anymore, which is what made me go back to being like, right, I need to focus on one item per day. I done that. I got my 500 PRV, I think, within 3 days, something like that. And the relief of having 500 PRV and knowing that I just had the rest of the month to focus and enjoy my business again was just brilliant. And it's followed on to this month. I got 600 PRV in the first day of November. Now, bearing in mind, it was taking me a whole month to do that before. It's just given me a new focus again. So one item per day. In October, I done 10 Tuesday bags on the first day. I focused on, at the time, we had Yuzu Dragon in the clearance. I focused on that. I then focused on the whiff box. We had gingerbread warmers in the clearance section at the time. I done Christmas bags. Obviously, we had the bundles as well. That day, I just made sure I focused solely on bundles. What I really love, when we have a flash sale, you can promote the flash sale, but 9 times out of 10, we're not going to know what's in there. What I love about the bundles is we can promote the hell out of it before it goes live. So I really, really love the bundles that we had last month. This month, I focused on advent calendars, and I've done a flower special as well. But every day, I'm showing up for my business, doing something every day. It was getting to a point where I probably wasn't posting in my customer group. I was probably posting my customer group like 2 or 3 times a month. And I've really lost that, connection with my customers in my customer group. This month and last month, I've made sure I've posted every single day, and it's working because I got the 2,000 PRV, and I'm already on a roll this month as well. The consistency of showing up for your business is really, really important, and that is what makes a difference.
Love that. I love that. I've seen a difference in you, because even the relief in, I can tell
Yes.
how you feel. You've gone from like not feeling stressed about your business and avoiding me, because she avoids me. She avoids me when she's finished stuff.
No, I don't.
That's very mischief. To not that we've seen each other as much as we normally do, but on that note, like genuinely, like I can feel that the stress has kind of come out of your business, and
Yeah.
it's really mad because probably right at the beginning when we joined, apart from obviously we were partying really, really heavy, and I know you've got loads of events booked
Yeah.
over this period as well.
Yeah, that's not including events. I haven't even touched events. That is just the consistency of showing up every day, really.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we did at the beginning. Because
Yeah.
we were excited about the product and we was excited about the catalog. We literally just showed. I remember going, "This is the cream diamond. Oh my God, it's absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. I can't wait to buy one of these." And I sold 9 or something
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's that focus on one product that makes such a difference. And I think so many of you guys probably get overwhelmed because we have got a lot of products
yeah,
to advertise, and even we get like that. Even some days I'm like, oh, I've hardly posted today, but that's because of
And
overwhelm.
and you don't know where to start. And actually, what the girls just said is really important about. Imagine doing all this and then you have your parties and you have your events. And that's why if you've become accustomed to just posting, and obviously that is where you're getting your PRV. If you're doing this and then you're having parties and you're going out and doing coffee mornings, events, whatever, it's all a boost on top. So yeah, absolutely amazing.
yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Tan. I know
You're
that you're a
welcome.
busy lady, and we look forward to seeing you on the. We will all be on your consultant call. Is it next week, isn't it?
Next week,
Yeah,
yeah.
14th,
Oh, yeah. Put that in your diaries, guys.
13th. I think it's the Wednesday.
Yeah, we will be there to support you. We're like, whoop, whoop. Thank you.
Okay, let me see.
Welcome.
Claire, Greg, do you want to go next? Give me a wave so I can find you. Hi.
Yeah, and
I can see.
Hi.
hi,
You okay?
good, thanks. Hope everybody's well. Thank you for having me.
Oh no, honestly, thank you for like rearranging football pickup so you could do
That's okay. Football, dinner, all the things.
So yeah, so I just need to say Claire actually got over 3,000 PRV last month and is due to give birth in 4 weeks and works full time. So just need to give you a little whoop there.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I was super chuffed to get 3,000. That's the first time I've ever hit that. But do you know what? I feel exactly the same hitting 3,000 as I did the first time I hit 2,000. And
Yeah.
I think that's been a really important factor. And that was something that I wanted to speak about. For me, every month, hitting my PRV is purely my head. So with Lisa, I know you touched on planning ahead and all the things that we've got going on in the month. I wanted to talk about planning your head. So for me, day one is a non-negotiable. And I know that we talk about it in the group a lot and stuff, and it's like setting your boundaries, setting your targets, setting your goals. So my non-negotiable is 2,000. I don't always hit it. I hit it in September, and then obviously I've got 2,600 in September, and then over 3,000 in last month. The rest of the months I haven't hit it, but that doesn't mean that I've ever told myself or said that I'm not going to go for 2,000. I'll go for 2,000 until 11:59 on the last day of the month, like without fail. But I think like that's where I really, really push myself. So regardless of, you know, what treat bags I do, what events I have, what borrow bags gone out, regardless of any of those things, day one is my kind of like reset. I absolutely hate that circle when it's at 0. It does my head in. It's like
the circle of doom.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, for me, and Laura will know this because I think from one of the very, very early on trainings from when I started nearly 4.5 years ago, the one thing that has stayed with me, and it was probably yourself, Laura, or Lisa, one of you
know what you're going to say.
You know what I'm going to say? Stay in your lane. And I think especially this time of year, everyone gets super excited, everyone's sharing stuff. It's amazing. The support and the motivation and the inspiration that we get is on another level. But that also sometimes becomes people's detriment because then it becomes really overwhelming. And I have my own little list. I have my own little focus of what we're doing, of what I'm going to achieve that month. And it's because it suits me and it suits what I want to achieve and where I'm at, whether my month is busy, whether my month is quiet. And also, only you know your customers. Like, we've all got customers, but all of us have got different customers. You know, like, I know that Katrina, she doesn't have Disney lovers. You know, I know because I've heard her say that. I absolutely, Whiffbox for me was only a game changer about 2, maybe 3 years ago, and it's because I bought one. So same as what you said earlier about the air, I bought my first Whiffbox, and you really, and I do the same, and on Katrina's live when she did about the Whiff, so I've got a Whiffbox gang too, and it's solidly built, but you really have to just stick at it and just believe that you can just fly with that. And one thing that I've already shared in group glitter this month is that, so, and again it reverts back to my plan in my head and planning my focus. On day 1 last month, I'd put through 15 Whiffboxes, right? I was averaging about 8 to 12 on average before that, but on day 1 last month I put through 15. Then a few days later I'd got another few orders and I ended up with 19 in total. Now what that did to me this month is that on day 1 of November, all I kept seeing on group glitter was people had got their 200s already. Day 1 they're active. People had sometimes got 500 on day 1, 2, 3, and I'm thinking, oh my god, my circle's still empty, this is driving me insane. However, on day 2, I had 7 Whiffbox orders, and I could have just put them through and I could have just thought, okay, I'm back to 7. This is my normal, that's fine. But I had the I wasn't going to let it go. So I've got 19 that had it last month, and obviously now they've all got that buzz because they've had such an amazing box. I've then gone live and said, I didn't think it could get any better than this, guys, but it bloody has. This is amazing. And there was no way that in my mindset I'm going to go from having 19 one month when I've got a base of about 35 people that have ever had a Whiffbox. So I keep a list on my phone. If anybody ever buys a Whiffbox from you, keep it on your phone. Just write it down. They might not buy one from me every month, but then I just always check in with them, because some months they will, some months they won't, and that's absolutely fine. But they're always on my agenda to contact on the 1st of the month to see if they want one. So there was absolutely, it was non-negotiable. There was no way I was going to put, even though it was an active order and I had a party order open up there, I just weren't going to do it. For me and my own like mindset and my own drive, there was no way I was going to put through 7 boxes. So yes, this month it's taken me a bit longer. And where are we? The 6th. So it was last night I put through, was it yesterday? I think so. The 5th, I put through 13 boxes and I'd sold then over them extra few days. But that is what drives me. That is what completely throughout the whole of the month, it sets my pace. It sets my, when you then get that goal. So, and you use anything. So for me, I use milestones. So the 200, the 500, the 1,000, the 15, the 2,000, they're my milestones that I work towards. And I'm very reluctant to place a bulk party order unless I've reached one of those milestones. So I'll just keep pushing and pushing. I'll set myself my goal by the weekend. So I'm currently at 680 PRV. By the weekend, I want to be at 1,000. So I'm not going to put an order through until I've got 1,000. Then the other factors that I use for my own drive is I never would put a party order through, a bulk party order, ever, unless it's a sale night, a limited edition stuff. I would never put an order through if I've not got it at 605. I'm not spending money on shipping. These, yeah, right. So 100%, I don't ever put it through. So if I get over my 500 PRV, sorry, I work in gas, right? Off topic. I work in gas, and we have PIVs that are outside each house where you have like the PIV. So my life is PRV, PIV. Right? So I get confused. But yeah, I literally, if say, for example, I've got an order, people have placed orders, I'm gathering a bulk order, I'm at 500. So I've reached my milestone, but my actual party is only at £582. Sorry, but I need to go more. Yeah. So those little things is what I do to drive. And then when you get to that point where you're like, okay, I'm quite far off, you then go into like what I know always gets discussed like on the groups and stuff, is break it down daily. What do you need daily? And then that's how I kind of work it. But the daily thing isn't achievable. Like Tasha said, it's not achievable if you're only going to focus on that on the last 5 days of the month, every month. It's not achievable. It is achievable if you're starting at it at day one and you break it down day on day on day. What's my daily PIV goal? If you don't make it on one day, that's absolutely fine. But then the next day, you double it up to keep yourself on track. So I think my mindset, my setting goals, and constantly pushing, that's what keeps me driven, and that's what makes me like go hard or go home. I think the other things, yeah, and staying in your lane, that's my focus, but then it's my intention on what I'm going to do that month. So like what we've got already planned for us with the planning ahead document, I then do things that are going to work for me, and also be really intentional with that. So again, don't lose sight of your focus just because other people are posting things. So Laura, I know that you put for last month, I know that you put pink bags on like day 3 or 4. You mentioned about pink bags. I've always done pink bags since I joined. I love doing them. It's really important to me, as it is with a lot of us. And I will always want to do that to support each year. And luckily, I have an amazing support customer group, and they always are really supportive. I had told myself, I had done some other, I can't remember what it was, but I'd done some other treat kind of like aspect bag thing at the end of October. So for me, that wasn't going to work. I knew my customers. I know what they do, how they work, how they operate. There was no point me offering a treat bag. I've not even got the order yet. I've not even made it up yet. And then I go, oh, who wants a pink bag? So know your customers and be intentional with like what you're focusing on, so that you actually like stream it down. People will buy treat bag after treat bag after treat bag, but they kind of want it first before they potentially, or they want to know that you're going live, packaging it up and showcasing what it's going to look like to create the FOMO for the next one they're going to get. So I didn't do my treat bags until the end of the month. And what that also did for me was know that all the way I was going through, and I was getting close to 2,000 last month, when it then came to like the last week, I didn't post my pink bags until the 27th of the month. So that was my bonus. That was my, because I'm not doing parties. I can't get everything down the stairs. So for me,
that baby, Claire, because you don't look like you've only got 4 weeks left. I'm like,
yeah,
hey,
it's in there. Yeah, so for me, it was like that was another absolutely amazing focus and bonus that made me think, right, as soon as I got 2,000 and I was so early on, for me, then I was like, right, well, it's going to have to be 3,000 now then, isn't it? Because that's the next milestone.
Hey, your mindset is
honestly absolute solid gold. And when you posted that like mid-month and you were like, right, I'm nearly at 3,000, and then obviously I know we did that conversation and you were like, right, if I'm getting it, you're getting it, and we were like keeping each other accountable.
I love that.
There, you are relentless, like in the best possible way. I don't mean that as like there is no way I'm not getting it.
That is another thing though, actually. Like, so my team is incredible. My team is, I've got 16 in my team, and some of them might be on here tonight. And I'm really always super encouraging of them, and they're all incredible in their own right. But I will say that all of my teamies are more like on the hobbyist side. So, you know, they will push for, I've got some amazing teamies that have pushed for 1,000 last month. And that's where they're kind of at in their journey right now, and that's absolutely fine. But one thing that I do, and I think that it's really important, and we always talk about surrounding yourself with the right people. That's not to say that my teamies aren't the right people, do not get me wrong, but I need an accountability buddy that's on my level, with PRV. So for me, that's Charlotte and Laura. So Charlotte Cope. So she's not even in my team, but it's just a daily check-in, a daily, like, where am I at? Last night I reached my over 80,000 PRV lifetime PRV thing. So straight away I was like, I bloody did it. So, and it's not about being cocky, it's not about being like overconfident or whatever, but it's just, I had told them in our little WhatsApp group, yeah, I'm going to be hitting that on my first order of November. It then becomes a non-negotiable, and it just makes you accountable. And I think that really, really helps. I noticed that when we lack off of our conversations, I lack off of my business.
Wow.
So it's a no-brainer. And I think that's it. Sorry, because I ended up chatting for ages.
No,
There was one other thing. Sorry, there was one other thing. I'm going to say use your credit wisely. And normally when I hear that, it's because we say about for sampling reasons. I don't actually mean that. I'm going to say use your credit wisely in the sense that sale nights, on that sale night for the flash sale, and actually also for the buddy sale at the beginning of last month, I don't think I had any PWS orders for the buddy sale, like from customers that had ordered directly. On the flash sale night, I had 3. However, and like Tasha said, it's so good when they do the bundles and you know what's coming, right? Because you can like preempt it, you can promote it. But I then reached out to people, and obviously this depends on your circumstances. It depends whether you're available that night. It depends if you're working, depends if you're out, blah, blah, blah. But for me, the night of the flash sale, I wasn't working. I got home, I had dinner, I got myself in front of that laptop, and then I did not stop messaging. And I then ordered 29 bundles from different people that had said, oh my God, yes, can you grab me that? Can you grab me that? Can you grab me that? Now, it's absolutely fine if people don't have the time or they can't do that and stuff. But obviously that added up in my shipping. But that's just something that I always go so out of my way, probably in some ways to my detriment. I always have a lot of time. I deliver a lot. I don't have a lot of people that collect from me. And I always offer, there's so many occasions where someone will say to me, oh, shall I order off your website or shall I get it from you? I'm mad, but I always say, I'll get it for you. Send me the money and I'll get it for you. Now, that means I can put my business card in. That means I can put my personal touch in. If they did order off my website, I obviously send happy mail anyway. So they do still get that personalised thing from me. But I just think that it's like so important that you are authentic to your business. And I feel like just having that extra customer service, even if somebody is just saying, I want this exact order, you know, like you can, like if you've got 5 bars on that, obviously you're going to then say you can get a 6 bar for free. But just those little tweaks and that tiny, sometimes it's really minimal customer service, it goes a really, really long way. But it doesn't need to mean that you're out of pocket for it if you use your credit wisely. And when I only ever shut down party orders of 605 or over, I've always got £90 credit to spend. And to be honest, my Scentsy stock room is a joke.
When you do PRV like that, Claire, it's not surprising.
Yeah, I don't need any, like, I get myself all my stuff, but I don't need stuff for me. So what I do is for example, whiff boxes, I'll put all my whiff boxes through, and then when it comes to someone that says, oh, add me on a 6 bar of wax, I'll use my credit for that 6 bar of wax. Then I've got £36 back in my pocket of what I've spent on the flash sale shipping. So I mean, be intentional and be savvy with your credit in that sense. And I think that's about it.
Amazing. I've taken so many notes on that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, absolutely phenomenal, Claire. I knew you would be, but honestly, just thank you so much, and I really appreciate you jiggling your evening around to come and share with us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We might have a special guest though as well that might want to. He was listening in. I don't know if you know he was listening in, but guys, just thought, can you highlight him? There he is. We invited Jason to come and say
Jason.
hi.
Hey all, how's it going?
He's been listening.
Hello.
Great job.
How
Great job,
amazing is
Claire.
this?
My goodness, very inspired. Just get that done.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't know you was on.
I mean, if
Uh,
you've got, yeah, get that goal set, get that accountability done. Boom.
what a mindset, right? What a mindset,
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah.
Some really good tips.
Thank you,
Hope
guys.
everybody's doing well. Hope you guys are doing great. I saw in the chat somebody mentioned, yeah, next bundle sale is coming on the 14th if you guys didn't see that. But we don't want everybody to freak out when you see that region 1 and 3 is happening tomorrow. But
We need space.
We
yeah,
need a
if you
bit
were
of
like,
time.
yeah, if you're thinking we're being left behind. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Hope
Thanks for
everybody,
welcome.
yeah, doing great. This is fun. What incredible group of people.
And we do this twice a month. We do it like beginning of the month to get us like set for the month.
Yeah.
And we do one near the end of the month, like before month end.
Okay. This is the beginning of the month one.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
Nice.
tonight our focus is we've got all speakers that got over 2,000 PRV last month, and there was a lot of
Oh my
them.
gosh.
Mm.
Wow.
So
Amazing work.
sharing some of the tips. I know.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you guys for all you're doing. It is incredible to see people doing such great work and really inspiring to see you guys out there putting in effort every day, putting in your heart and love to it, and we sure appreciate it. Fully committed and all in together with you guys on this. So just grateful for all that you're doing. Um, yeah, and gosh, I don't really. I mean, when you have people who have sold 2,000 PRV a month, it's like, what would why would you even bother listening to anything I had to
We
say?
just thought your
Um,
energy
You've
would.
got all the tips, Jason. What's
We've
your
got-
top tip? What would
What's your
I
top
know
tip?
that you've
oh
got
my gosh.
Jason's doing
Uh,
these amazing tools, by the way, guys. If you're not
oh.
coming along to them in your consultant group, let's do a little plug because tell us about your challenges. You're setting the
Yeah.
now, aren't you?
So far this month, we've talked about two things. One is scent of the season, getting out there on scent of the season. And the other one is about the curated bundles. We've got great curated bundles this month. If you're not yet using your
Mhm.
um, product order report. I think it's called. You go to reporting and my customers, and then there is a product purchase history report. So, for example, we have the cranberry curated bundle this month. You can go in, search for cranberry, select every cranberry fragrance, and it will give you a list of every customer who's ever bought anything cranberry from you. And then you just can start messaging and say, "Oh my gosh, we have the best bar bundle this month. It's all cranberry fragrances," which does anybody like cranberry like, is
Yeah.
that, yes,
Cranberry,
Emma
cranberry
does.
pencil is literally like my
It's like Christmas in a wax.
ever, ever.
Like pine? Give me pine. Give me
Yeah,
some.
smells like Christmas tree.
I just put iced pine into my warmer yesterday. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
Halloween's
Frosted
over.
Fantasy.
Time
That's
for
really good.
Frosted
pine.
Fantasy is
Frosted
good.
Fantasy is amazing.
Okay. Okay.
I love that
Um,
record, by the way.
Yeah.
That record is literally gold. I feel like it's really underutilized. So I love that that's on your challenge. I really do.
yeah.
Good
Okay, there we go. Claire even says, and Claire sold 2,000 PRV last month, so you should listen to what Claire says. Christmas Day wax. All right. I guess I need to try it out. I can honestly say I've never warmed cranberry incense.
Oh no, Jason. That is like the wax.
Cardinal sin number 101.
Okay.
You see my
I don't
shot?
even know if we do we even have it in the US. We may not have it. I may need to order some to pick up at World Tour.
You want me to send you a bar?
I haven't either, just ordered it to try. Oh my God, people. Honestly, it is like pure Christmas. It is just the best. Can you tell we're
See,
passionate about this wax bar?
see, people who love cranberry. So go search for people who have purchased cranberry and then message them about the curated bundle. Goal is, here's your goal. This is big goal, but this is goal, and that is between depending on how big and how fast you want to grow, 5 to 10 new customers every month, and 10 to 20 repeat customer orders every single month. And all you have to do, like that might sound overwhelming, but I mean, some of the stuff that Claire just said, boom. like one party. Oh, here's what you can do. Here's an idea. I'm going to talk about this later in the month, but you guys get advanced. I don't know. You guys tell me if this is a good idea. To do like a customer appreciation party.
Ooh.
So you could do it live, or you could just do like um, personal shopping link and send it out to some of your best customers and say, "I'm doing a customer appreciation sale party. Stop by the flat and have a cuppa and a, a cuppa
Tea, cup of
with my
tea.
mucka." Is that bad? Is that a bad phrase? I just learned that phrase. Mucka.
Okay, no, that's
That's
all
o-
right.
that's
Who
okay,
told you
right?
that? Lindsay. That's a Lindsay McCullum. It's too stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. So come on, you mucka, have a cuppa. That sounds dangerous to say.
Who's told you?
Um, but then if they bring a guest, or if they share your link and somebody orders, maybe you give them like six free samples, or maybe you even give them a scent circle, something like that. Claire just talked about utilizing host rewards and things. You could order some scent circles and stuff. So you have the customer appreciation party. If they share it and somebody orders, or if they bring somebody, if it's live and they order, then maybe they get a fun little thank you gift from you. So something to think about.
I love
Like,
that.
But that gets you your 5 new customers right there.
yeah.
But yeah, and then do your follow-up.
Amazing.
Follow-up. Oh, tomorrow is follow-up Friday, by the way. It's follow-up Friday, but on a Thursday. I think we're just going to change it permanently to follow-up Thursday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Follow up
It's
first.
at 6 o'clock. It's at 6 o'clock tomorrow because at oh, at 7 o'clock we were supposed to have the sale, which we are now pushing a week. But at 8 o'clock we have our first ever new consultant call. So people who sponsored or joined in the last month should have gotten an invite to that. So, Thrifty Thursday. That's good, Natalie. That's good.
That is
Yeah.
Oh,
like that.
I like that idea, Jason. That's cool. Like it a lot.
all right.
Should we,
I am going to fade into the background.
okay, I will take
Thanks
you
for
off.
that.
Thank you
I know that.
so much.
We threw you in there a little bit on the spot. So
I know. Who's presenting next? Who's chatting next?
Vicky Bora,
Yeah, let me find
are
out.
you
Okay.
available? Are you
All
there?
right.
She's waving.
Vicky, I'll just be listening quietly. Don't you worry.
Wave at me, Vicky.
We know you're busy.
Oh, there you are.
I know you're busy.
Yeah.
You don't have to stick around for us. But thanks for
Thank
coming in.
you.
Love you guys. See you at World Tour. Can't wait.
Bye.
Hey Vic.
Hello, have I done that right?
Yeah.
You're in.
Well,
You're good.
it kept the different thing come up on my phone, so I didn't know if it was me. No, hello. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to follow that or the last one, but I'll try.
You'll smash it. Vicky gets amazing PRV all the time. She's been a big PRVer like for years, and she's got no confidence in herself. So come on, girl.
No,
What did
well,
you do?
that's
Smashed it.
probably like my biggest thing actually. Like when I first joined, I did get big PRV quite quickly. I joined like end of August, and then by October I was getting 2,000 PRV, and I got it most months. And then we had the crazy world of lockdown and everything else. And then going back to work and then starting a new job, I did kind of let Scentsy slip a little bit. It was a bit like I had to refocus. And I think the less I did of Scentsy, the less confidence I had in myself in doing it. So that's definitely so when it came, sounds really silly. So I haven't actually got 2,000 PRV all year until October, and it sounds really silly, but because I've never not got 2,000 PRV in October, I couldn't let myself not get 2,000 PRV in October. So I think all of a sudden I was like, no, you can do this. Whereas I think I've probably spent the last year questioning whether I can or can't do it, and then I think about it, and then I overthink about it, and then I don't do anything about it, and then I go, oh, I'll message next week, and then I haven't messaged anybody, and I've done that a lot. Because I do it with everything. I do it with my other job. I do it with everything I do. Like when I don't know, have a couple of weeks off of like teaching my fitness classes, I always go back thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to go back to work. I don't know if I can still do it. And then I teach a class and I love every minute of it. So I know what I'm like. But yeah, so I decided, and I think like for me, like my word is like belief. So yes, I have set myself goals and targets and bits with this, and I have done throughout the year, but I haven't always hit them. And I don't think I've believed. I don't think I've believed in myself. Whereas I decided in October that I had to do it because I was like 5 years I've been a consultant for, and I've never not hit the 2000 PRV. And I was only like 6 weeks into doing Scentsy when I hit 2000 PRV. So I'm like, I have to do it. There's no excuse. So I haven't really got like a magic formula. I've just opened my order book when Lisa said, like, how did you get PRV? Do you want to come and tell people? I'm like, I don't really know how I got my PRV. So I'm just going to go to my order book and tell you what I did. And then hopefully that's helpful. So I also do breast cancer boxes in October. So I started off the month with that because that made me feel confident. I was like, I need to start with that. And people do normally help me support that charity, and it is quite close to my heart. In lockdown, one of my friends from school and friends from gymnastics, actually, I don't know if you'll remember her or not, Lisa, I'm not sure, but in lockdown she had breast cancer and went through chemotherapy, radiotherapy and bits. So and it was hard because it was lockdown, you couldn't see her and whatever, so it was awful. But so I know it's always awful, but so it's really kind of important to me, that one. So people do help me support that one. I sold about 27 boxes. I charged £22. So that was a really good start to the month. But it's then helped me like, right, I can do this moving forwards. So let me just go through. I did a bit of a yuzu dragon focus. Now, it's so silly. When people started saying about focusing on a product a day, I thought, yeah, I really need to do that. And then when I thought about what I do, when I do get my PRV, I do focus on a product, and I didn't realise that's what I did, but I need to do it more. I need to do it every day, not just some days. So I did a Yuzu Dragon focus, sold a few of those. I did a big Make a Splash hand cream focus and sold loads of those, and they sold out, but that didn't count as my PRV. They were crossed out in my order book. What else did I do? I did a bit of a gingerbread mini warmer focus and sold some of those. And then the buddy thing came in, and what I think works with me is I do quite a lot of focus on gifts, and I don't go really elaborate on my gift wrapping, but I do try to make people think about gifts, and I show them how they would be made up. So I did a lot of that with the buddies. I sort of tell people who they should buy them for. I don't mean like specifically, but I would say like, if to people with kids, oh, so and so would love this, so and so would love that, like, just so that, because I don't sell that many buddies normally, but I think that helped because it was Christmas focus. What else did I do? So yeah, and I was quite surprised at how many buddies I sold, actually, really quite surprised. Then I started to focus on my 12-letter Christmas and 24-day Advent calendars, but I didn't actually put that order in until November. So I actually had a 600 PRV order to put in at the start of November, thanks to my 12-letter Christmas and Advent calendars. Then just some random. I tell you what I did. I did a fragrance flower, say special focus, really, I suppose, because it wasn't that much. It was a special. So my customers love fragrance flowers, so I decided to do, and I did them last year, the fragrance flowers in the wine bottles, in the box, the bags.
Yeah.
And I sold loads of them last year. So I thought, well, I need to do that again, but I wanted something a little bit different. And I saw somebody post them with a wax bar in as well. It wasn't my photo, that one, because I hadn't done them with wax bars. And so I promoted those, and I sold lots of those. And I said they could obviously coordinate the bar, or they could have it differently. And so I sold lots and lots of those. And I used the photos that I
think there might have been Emma Connolly's. Were they Emma's?
Yeah.
Yes. I used those along with me holding my ones from last year, but mine didn't have. So, and I split bundles. So I told people that normally they would be like £22 for the flower, or £29.25 for the flower and wax. And then basically I split the bundle. So I did £20 for the flower, or 26 for the flower and the wax, and split the bundles. And when I told them was it 26, but would normally be 29.25, I think people do like to see what they're saving. I mean, I had people going, I'll have 4 of those. I had a couple that have 6 of them. Like, I had lots of orders for those. They worked really well, and it does work when you show them
what they're going to actually like. Look like.
Yeah, that showed up.
Do you find that, Vic? Do you find, like, when you're messaging, if you message somebody and say, right, this is an example of what it could look like, you would sell a lot more in comparison to maybe just giving someone an idea of like what
I always send photos. Probably when I send out a message to people, their phone, they must hear it go ding, 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 ding. I think, oh, that's Vicky. But I have to send a photo with it. So if I'm sending out a message and I'm promoting, I don't know, 2 things or 3 things, I have to do my little bit of writing, and then there has to be a photo next. And then I'll do my little bit of writing about the next bit, and then a photo. So they might get, 4 or 5 dings in one go, but they don't get that every day from me. But I mean, not many people have asked me. So.
I agree with you. I think when you post a picture with an example of like what
100%. Yeah.
And especially if you get your face in it as well. I think if you can get your face in it with the example, they know it's definitely come from you and it's yours. I think that also. So as well as doing those the flower things that I found, the ones you said in that big long line, like in that curve, as well as doing those, I did a photo of myself like next to it, did like a little collage of 4, and one of them was with me holding it. I do think that helps when you get your face in there too, and it's you holding your thing. Yeah. And I did the same sort of thing with the the bundles, mini warmer and wax, the sale we had. Same sort of thing. I did obviously just promote them, but I also found some photos of last year's that I gift wrapped, and I didn't necessarily have the same mini warmer in or the same wax bar, but I'd said to them that I can gift wrap them, which was just literally sticking them in a cake box and putting a pull bow around it. I don't like spend loads and loads of money on, and I don't stick loads of extras in either, but the box and the little pull bow, just to, obviously if they're buying it as a present for somebody else, all my details are going to go in as well, and maybe a couple of samples. But yeah, so that I sold loads and loads of those. Obviously I'm sure we all sold lots of those, but I definitely think it helped when I sent them gift wrapping, like think of presents, your sister, your aunt, whatever. I did a lot of gift wrapping suggestions.
I love that you've touched on that, by the way, Vicky, because I think there's a lot about at the moment in certain groups where things look like they've got lots of added extras and lots of bows and lots of pretty.
I don't know how people do that actually.
Yeah.
Like there's a month when it's like it's £6.52. What's your commission on that? Not a lot, a couple of pounds. And then I'm thinking, what?
You've got to really think about that, guys. And I think the fact that Vicky's touched on that is huge, because I know Laura and I talked about it a little bit earlier, and how make sure that when you're doing these things, whether if you're offering gift wrapping at this time of year, because this is the time of year where we can say, look, we're going to gift wrap things, you can put that publicly this time of year. But you just be aware of what you're spending, because I know when Claire talked about not sort of getting overwhelmed with looking at all the different things that everybody's doing. There's a group that I got added to recently, which I know probably a few of you are in, fantastic group. But if you then want to do every single idea and you bought every single thing, you'll be spending a fortune. And it's just not necessary, is it? It's just not necessary.
And also, you don't, like Claire said as well, and like Vicky's touched on, you don't need to do everything everybody else is doing. If you're in these, image sharing groups and stuff, it's amazing to have so much to work with. In all sincerity, we didn't have any of this when we started. There wasn't all these image sharing groups and stuff. And you don't want it to become at your detriment, because you look at all these things. So keep it, and I know we use this word all the time, right? People want the Scentsy, keep it simple. Honestly, keep it super, super simple. You don't need to spend a fortune on gift wrapping. You don't need to put loads of extras in. You don't need to go to the pound shop and spend 15 quid per whatever you're doing on loads of extra little shit to go in, because it is just going to go in the bin. It is.
Yeah, and it's overwhelming as well, right? It's overwhelming.
No, I've been there and done it with walking around the pound shop buying this stuff. And I thought, what am I actually doing? I'm just spending all my commission on face masks and whatever else so yeah, I definitely don't. So I think with the gift wrapping, I'd put it in a bag anyway. So I'm sticking it in a box. And pull bows in Amazon, you can spend £5 and about 30 pull bows, basically.
100%.
Pull bow.
And actually, I'll just give you an example, because this lady hasn't collected those yet. So when I did the Christmas mini bags, I thought I had bags in my garage that they were going to fit in, and I didn't. So instead of buying any more, these are freezer bags that you can buy on Amazon, and I just got this in the factory shop, and every single one has gone out like that with a couple of samples in
it. Freezer bag? Did you say freezer bags?
Do you remember Fraser McCallum sent us this list about 3 years ago? He told us about these.
Yeah, I don't know whether I ordered. I have got some big bags.
I literally had a stack of them in a box in the garage from years ago, and I was like, right, I'm going to use them. And that's what they all went out in, and they've all loved them.
It looks lovely.
Yeah, I'll find the link. I found some and sent them to Caroline and Emma the other day. But yeah, freezer bags with some ribbon from the factory shop.
Love a freezer bag.
Timu as well, Claire's just said.
Yeah, I just get carried away on those
Yeah.
sites. Not allowed on them really.
Oh. Oh, and for this month, like we just mentioned about scents of the season, and obviously you have to have the. I have split them and done bundles, but it was more of a mystery bundle thing that worked quite well. I did £7 for 1 bar and £14 for 2 bars, which I know people normally do the 6, but I said they would get samples of the others, because then I thought you rarely end up with exactly an even number, and because I'm doing advent calendars and 12 letter Christmas boxes, I'll use the extra cubes to go in those. So yeah, so I did £7 and £14. Either get one or two of them, but they don't know which ones, they don't get to pick, and then they'll get samples of the others. So that was kind of how I did that, and I sold quite a few of those as well. That was another thing that added to my start of November. But
Amazing.
Amazing.
Oh, well done on your PRV in October, Vic. I'm absolutely chuffed for you. Let's see it again. As you started off with such a huge month, you should do it in November too. So
I've got to believe in November.
gotta believe. You got to believe.
I believe. Right. Don't know where that came
Thank you
from.
so much. I know you're not very well as well. So
No, sorry. So I'm in my hoodie. I'm full of cold.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Right, Emma London, where are you? Let me have a look. Wave at me. There you are. I can see you. Here we go. There she is.
Hello, I've moved rooms because the kids have gone bed, so I thought I'd better come downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
So don't want to be listening to me while I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's a bit grainy, sorry, I'm in my kitchen.
Oh no, don't be daft.
So
So thank you so much for coming and sharing your tips. Over to you, my love.
that's all right. Mine's going to be slightly different to everybody else's because, and I try not to get upset when I speak about this, but October was really difficult for me. So most of you will know that my best friend died of cancer on the 7th of October. And 2 weeks prior to that, she was in hospital, and I was there every day. And then I was there when she died. So October was completely different for me compared to last year. Last year, I did over 3,000 PRV. I was doing events. I think I had parties. Like, it was completely different. This year, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it because I was in hospital. I couldn't do it because I was then grieving. And it was just a completely different outlook. So I had to pivot, which is what I always do when things like that happen. And I still did 2,390 PRV on October. And I also went on holiday in October as well for a week. So the way that I did that is, one, I was consistent, and I have been for the past 3 years, showed up every single day for my business, even on my wedding day. Every single day. Every single day. I only posted once on my wedding day, and then one of my customers, who's now a teammate, she took over the rest of it for me for the day. But I still posted on my wedding day.
Chris loves it.
It's all right, he gets it. So that consistency is what's kept me afloat in October. So it's all of that work. You'll hear people say like overnight success, like Usain Bolt and Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, all those like amazing sports people. They're not overnight successes. They've taken years to get to where they are. Well, it's the same being a Scentsy consultant. It takes years of consistency and showing up every single day to then, when you know that you've got a month where you're like, oh my God, I can't do this, or to the extent that you would normally do, then actually that consistency then pays off. So the way that I did it, I was like, right, I need quick PRV, and I need it like in like little bulks rather than sort of following up constantly, because I couldn't do that. I was in the hospital. I was then sort of trying to like work everything around. So I was kind of like shifting things. So I was doing work early in the morning, work really late at night. And then in the middle, I was like in the hospital and then doing all the other mum things and everything else. So I did do 10 of Tuesday bags. And then I realized when I was in the hospital, I was like, it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday. So I changed the image to Thrifty Thursday. I was like, oh my God. My customers thought it was hilarious. So I did those, and I did like a cozy theme. So it literally was just a take on the 10 of Tuesday bag, but I did it as a cozy theme because obviously we were coming into autumn, and I sold like 13, 14 of those. And then when I was on holiday, I decided to do the gingerbread Christmas bags, which went absolutely Scentsy viral. Because I was just
Because of
sat
you.
and I was like 5 o'clock. It was what time was it? It was really early in the morning. I was sat on the like terrace thing, and I was like, I need some PRV. So right, what have we got in the clearance? And I seen the gingerbread man. I was like, right, let's have a go. And I saw 29 of those bags. 29. So I'd done these before. I did the mini warmer bags when we did when they were in the clearance earlier in the year for Sentsy's birthday. I did them, and then I did the Halloween ones. And then so I literally said to people, time to change your warmer up to a Christmas warmer. Do you want a gingerbread man? And I literally sold 20. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. My phone was pinging. I had my order book. This was my order book. I had that with me. I took it with me in my hand luggage on holiday. And I had it with me by the pool. Just literally all I was doing was watching the kids, making sure they weren't drowning in the pool. So I just did a little bit of work. And my customer was like, you need to have a break. I was like sending them photos of me at the pool. I was like, I promise I'm by the pool.
I'm chilled.
But it was just easy for me just to, I wouldn't normally do loads of specials. It's not something I would normally do. I normally work on the catalogue. I normally do follow up. But October was just so crazy with everything that was going on, and my head was slightly mashed, that I was like, I just need to get my PRV and get it in. Just get it in. And to be fair, in October, I had quite a few clubbers. So if you don't share Scentsy Club, it's such a good way. I started following up with PWS customers, asking them if they want to add things to club because they already pay the shipping. So I've had about 3 or 4 new clubbers recently, just for that reason. So a lot of them came out in October. My club came out, which is massive. Don't. It's huge. And then what else did I do? Oh, I did a flower special as well. Because again, it was just something that I knew I could sell in bulk because I know what my customers love. My customers love mini warmers, my customers love flowers, and my customers love like a tenner sort of Tuesday type bag because they just love to pay a tenner and get a mystery. And I don't, bit like what Vicky said, I don't put loads of extras in anymore. I don't do face masks. I don't do lip balms. I don't do any of that crap. I literally just put samples in. And I put more than the average. So a normal order is probably about 3 or 4. On a treat bag, you're talking more like 10. But I bulk sample all the time. Like I've done some today, literally this afternoon. I'd come back from deliveries and I was like, right, I need to sample. So I sampled like 8 wax bars while I was sat doing follow-up and binge watching 911 on Disney Plus because that's my guilty pleasure at the minute.
Love that.
Because at the minute, November again is very, very different. I am still grieving. I'm still got a lot going on. The funeral's next week. So for me, it's just making sure I can fit it in, like my headspace, not even just fitting it in literally, like fitting it in my headspace. So there's, much less events, much less parties for me because it's just trying to get on with it. Because I never not want to stop running my business. I lean into my business because it's my happy place. It's a massive distraction. But I know my limits and I know my boundaries. So there's certain things I can and can't do. But honestly, that consistency will, honestly, it's like, I can't even say, like, honestly, it's the one thing, if you take anything away from this training, consistency and showing up every single day for your business. Only once a day you need to show up. I don't mean all day, every day. Like it's only once, but as long as you show up every single day, that consistency will pay off like massively. Because there's no way if I'd not done that, I'd have hit that kind of PRV in the month I had in October. Not a chance.
And I think what's really, really important to reference is, some people might listen to this and think like, oh, why was she working on holiday? Or why was she, not that anyone's judging you, I don't mean that at all. But exactly what you said about leaning into your business, that is the absolute blessing of this, is that you have a choice and it is a wonderful place. It's a wonderful thing to be a part of. And how amazing is that, this is so special that it's not a chore. It's not like a job that you don't want to do or you don't want to get up to on a Monday morning. Like it's actually been something that's like carried you through. So you've still achieved something, but it's enjoyable, exactly like Tina's just said, and it's been on your terms. So that is like really, really special.
Had I not done Scentsy full time, and had I not quit my job, and bearing in mind that was all down to consistency in January, I wouldn't have been able to be there for Sam the way that I was. Not a chance. Not a chance. You know, I wouldn't have been able to, I would have had to get signed off sick or whatever. So this business, I will forever be grateful for that, because
Yeah.
that time was, you know, it's invaluable,
Yeah.
you know, and I will always be grateful for that.
Definitely.
But yeah, sorry.
No, don't
Sorry,
apologise. Don't apologise.
bringing it down a little bit. I'm
No,
really sorry. But
no,
I
do
just
not
want you to understand
apologise.
that
It's actually really, like I said, it's really important actually, because it's a massive part of this. So honestly, don't apologise.
people go through so much, and you know, sometimes Scentsy will take a back seat, and I do get that, and I do get that people are different, and I do, you know, I'm very much of the opinion that I can't just sit on the sofa and hide under a blanket and just cry. That's just not me. It really isn't. Don't get me wrong. I have cried. I cry random at random times. I cry like random in the shower or something like that. Honestly, it's random. But anyway, but I'm not the type that will sit and wallow. I just don't, because I'm just on the go all the time. So Scentsy has been the best distraction. But for me, it was just about getting quick PRV and things like the buddy sale and the bundle sale, the flash sale. I was at the airport when the flash sale hit. So I barely worked that sale. Because I was just like, I was last day of my holiday, and I was just like, oh God. But I got up really early, like I would normally do in this, you know, when we're at home, and I just did what I could. I set up an event, sent out an email from my phone, which is so hard. It's so much harder to send an email on your phone than your laptop. And did all the things that I would normally do, but then couldn't actually run it when the sale was on, because I was in the airport going through security. So I couldn't actually do it. But I still got sales because I did the prep work.
Exactly. But what a blessing. And you re-hit director while you were in the air.
Yes, I did. Literally got down and like switched my airplane mode off, and I was like, my phone just went bang. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? I was like,
Bing bing. All right, amazing. Thank you, my love. Right, have we at least anyone else?
I think we are running out of time because we are now at like 20 past
I
9.
know, that's what I was just going to say. Yeah.
Else. I just do want to wrap up really briefly with just say, like, so I know that we haven't talked much about, this week has been a completely different type of training. So last time we trained, we talked a lot about parties, and we talked a lot about borrow bags and meeting new customers. And this training has been more about actual tangible things that you can also do alongside that. If you marry the tips that you've had tonight with the tips that you had in the previous powwow, and you bring those two together, your business will explode. Okay.
Sold.
Yeah, because and it's the two of those things that will keep what I've heard tonight. The things that have really stuck out with me are: know your customers. Every single person that spoke tonight knows their customers. Every single person tonight has planned where their PRV is coming from. It's not just been like, dare I say it, like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. Okay, I was going to say something else, but
I know.
I will keep it
What you
clean.
was going to say.
You know what I was going to say. And every single person tonight there's been a form of resilience where you can see, you know, with different things that every single person that spoke tonight has been going through, and last week, but yet still have managed to fit these things in. And I feel like, you know, I know we've talked a lot about personal specials tonight and different, like splitting bundles and different, and we've had the bundle sales. And I know I keep harping on at the minute. I'm on my soapbox about parties and how, you know, if the more you do the parties, like they will literally boom your customer base. And then when you come to selling things like splitting bundles, flowers, you know, all of those things, you're more likely to sell more of them because your customer base will be bigger.
Because you got more.
Yeah, really. And that's something to know. I will just add, every single person that has spoken tonight have all partied at some point in their business. Whether that be, I know Emma, you were partying I know in September you had parties and events, didn't you, going on? I know Vicky has been a heavy partier, Tan heavy partier. I know Claire's done parties, not at the moment being pregnant. And I know Ria's done parties. So that's just something to think about. Like they've all got 2,000 PRV. You're looking at needing probably 50 to 100 customers, realistically, regular customers. And I say that because for me, it's like 50 might buy this month, And then next month it'll be a completely different 50 that are going to buy. And I don't need to go back and pester that 50. Some of them will buy because they are just addicted to it. But when you've got that big size customer base, you're more likely to hit those bigger PRVs. You're not asking, you know, if those people are all waiting on orders right now, you're not worried about that. That we'll get them their orders. Their orders will be coming. We can keep that customer service going. I'm going to go and service the people who haven't ordered in the sale, who haven't ordered buddies, who haven't, you know, and that's where it's really, really important to grow that customer base.
Absolutely. You cannot build a long-term sustainable business with longevity with the same 20 customers that you start with. You just can't. You have to keep finding new customers, and you know, partying is where it's at.
And I know people say parties are dead, but they're really not. I've got one.
They're really not.
I've got a
They're
big
really
event
not.
tomorrow and I've got a party on Friday. So
Yeah.
they're
I've
coming
got
back. You just need to ask people, and like genuinely, you just need to ask people.
Emma, I was actually on I was walking my dog and I was talking to Emma on my AirPods today, and I actually bumped into, while I was walking, one of my upcoming hostesses, didn't I? She was chattering away about who was coming and everything. So yeah, parties are not dead, honestly, guys. Get out and party. I'm just going to reference really quickly, Kerry. We've got loads of stuff in the group that we can obviously share and tips and everything, because obviously we've been on quite long. So I'm not ignoring your question about any advice, but there's stuff that we can obviously tag you in and share. Obviously events are a little bit different. That's a little bit more about networking, but yeah, don't worry, we've got lots of things we can share with you.
And so just to prime you all for the next powwow as well. The next powwow is going to be gift bundle related. How to wrap things, how to make things look pretty, ideas for different gift bundles that you could advertise in December. You know, teacher gifts. So if you are doing any of those things well, please message us, because we would love like people to speak, like as many people to speak for like 1 minute at a time, which I know 1 minute's tough. That's all we're going to give people is like, here's my car bundle that I've made, and this is the thing, and I'm just going to share. That's what we're looking for our next powwow. So that's what we're looking for. So directors, keep your eyes peeled for people in your team, and if you know that you've done anything like that, then feel free to drop in mine and Laura's inbox so we can prep you for the next call. And I look forward to it. See you all.
I feel like there's something else I was going to say, and it's literally gone out of my brain. I can't remember. It'll come back to me. I'll have to share it on the chat afterwards.
News tab is obviously updated, guys. So go and have a little read of your news tab for when our next bundle sale is coming. And yeah, go on, Laura.
I know what it was. Before this, we had a global SSD call with Chuck. And I did check that I was allowed to share this. So shipping, they have taken on extra shipping
House.
extra staff in the warehouse. They're working 7 days a week. They are aiming to clear the backlog of shipping by the end of this week. So by next week, we should start to see things getting back to normal. And then we're going to have another sale. Woohoo!
Yeah, but they'll be prepped because they've got more staff. So
exactly. So they are taking on more staff. They are working around the clock. They are aware, and they literally have us at their, you know, in their thought process.
To add on that, guys, if anyone has got any orders that are over 10 business days and there is something missing from your order, please put in tickets or message Laura or I, whoever your SSD is, or your director, and let them know with the order number and the details, because then we can chase these things, because some things are getting missed, and I know some of you are waiting really patiently. So
yeah.
Anyway, right. Amazing. It's been a long one, but I'm going to go and finish prepping for my event tomorrow, guys.
I'm going to say it. You need to But thank you, guys. Thank you to all the speakers, and I will share the recording ASAP.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See you later. Bye.
Okay.